والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على All praise and glory belongs to Allah, the creator of this universe, the one who has given human beings two such emotions that if they are utilized in the right manner, it can summarize the whole of Islam. And if it's not utilized in the right manner, then a person will go completely away from Islam. A person came to the Holy Prophet and said that, I don't have much time, I don't want to go into too many details about what your religion is. I just want you to tell me in one sentence. And when the Prophet was asked this is a very difficult question, right? Here you have over 6,000 verses of the Holy Quran, you have the knowledge directly implanted in the heart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are speaking, whatever you speak is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are the mercy for all of the universes or dimensions. And here is a person asking that all that magnanimity, all of that detail, all of that complexity, just summarize for me in one sentence. I believe that sentence nobody else, no human beings, none that would come till the end of time could have summarized it the way that the Holy Prophet did. It is an impossible task, especially when you start looking at the knowledge that is out there about Islam, to summarize it in one word, in one sentence. The Holy Prophet said that the whole of Islam is to love for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to hate for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the two emotions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, if they are utilized properly, you can be completely in the circle of Islam. And if you do not utilize them properly, then the person actually gets out of Islam. The two emotions of love and hate. The two emotions of love and hate. And every single human being has those two emotions. There is nobody out there that does not have these two emotions. Love is the emotion that gives us the ability, or it gives us the movement to go towards something. Yeah? And hate is that emotion that gives us the ability to move away from something. Right? So now when the Prophet is saying that loving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and hating for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then everything that you're going to go close to, for whose sake are you going to go close to? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If anything you're going to go away from, for whose sake are you going to go away from? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in reality, everything that Islam is and a Muslim is, we defined it yesterday, that a Muslim is someone who submits to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which means that whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said to go close to, that person will get close to it. And whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to go away from, the person will go away from it. Now, when it is not utilized properly, then the person is going closer to those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said don't go close to. Right? He's getting closer to those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said don't go close to, and then he's going away from those things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to get close to. Right? So you see, in reality, even like explaining this one sentence is not an easy task. But I would like for my youths and my elders and whoever shows up, or is going to listen to, that this one sentence, if you were to ponder on it for the rest of your life, you will see that every single thing in Islam, you will be able to understand it and know the reasons why. Just this one sentence. And you can spend your whole lifetime try to think about it. Yeah? So In reality, these two emotions are very important, and in today's world, they are manipulated. Therefore, the love of human beings, what they should love, it has been changed. And what they should hate, it has been changed. Therefore, shaitan is able to get people to get out of the circle of Islam. Right? Human beings are supposed to love righteousness. Human beings are supposed to love piousness. Human beings are supposed to love truthfulness. Human beings are supposed to love sabr, patience. Human beings are supposed to love all of the qualities that you see on the wall there. All of those qualities. All of the asma of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are those things that a human being is naturally inclined towards. Right? But what happens is that when this inclination is corrupted, then instead of being generous, which is something that everybody should get close to, they become stingy. Misery. Instead of becoming closer to patience, they got closer to being impatient. You might have seen it on the road how impatient the people are. And the more as time goes by, the more impatient they're getting. You know, before a person would write a letter to somebody, it would take 1 month to get it. Yeah, they would reply to it, and my little youths, my little brothers are looking as if it's not possible. Yes, there was a world before email. There was a world before WhatsApp and all that. And a person would wait for 1 month to receive the letter, then write it, and the other person would wait for 1 month to receive it. Right? Now, all you do is pick up your phone, you write your text, and it goes, and the other person receives it right away, sends it back. The level of patience is decreasing. Right? So, today what I had decided was that this love and hate, in Islam we have as a very significant two emotions, plus when they are understood properly, we're able to perform two of our duties, which is an obligation. With me? In our Furu'e Deen, Tawalla and Tabarra is to the place of wajib. Okay? It is an obligation for us to have Tawalla and Tabarra, just like we have Salah, just like we have Namaz, just like we have Hajj, we have fasting, so forth and so forth. It is an obligation for us to have. Okay? But these are the two words, because they're not understood properly, has created the most amount of problems among us. And if I would be bold enough to say that it has created problems among all of the Muslim Ummah. So, if you recite aloud salawat, will you see, this salawat that you just recited is part of that tawalla. Okay? The salawat that you recited is the verbal affirmation, confirmation, it is the verbal acceptance, is the verbal projection of our duty, which is tawalla. And I will go into the English meaning of it a little bit later on. Right? So what did you say? You said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now we've already gone through the concept of dua. You remember that? Dua means to call. Right? Dua means to call. And whoever calls upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He answers. Ad'uni fastajib lakum. You call upon me, I will answer you. After you call, oh Allah, He says yes. Then you say, I want such and such. That's asking. Right? What is the Arabic equivalent of calling? The Arabic equivalent of calling is Allahumma. When you're saying Allahumma, and if you look at majority of your du'as, if you look at Du'a Kumel, if you look at majority of your du'as, it will be either Ya Allah, Ya Rab, or you will find that it says Allahumma. Right? So Allahumma is calling Allah, oh Allah, He says yes, then the rest of the part. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Meaning what? Meaning send your special blessings. Not just every kind of blessings. send your special blessings upon the Prophet and his holy progeny. Right? And where are those special blessings to be found? They are to be found in the circle of Rahim. You remember we mentioned to you about the translation of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim? Today seems like it's a test for you. You remember the translation of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim? I begin in the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the specially merciful. Right? And we said the entirely merciful is a circle in which all of His creations are. In that circle, all of those creations are receiving that special mercy of Allah. Right? Not special, but the mercy that He gives to anyone who is a creation of Allah. Blessings, that is anyone who is the creation of Allah. Meaning the rain falls. The rain doesn't look at whether I'm falling on the land of a mu'min or I'm falling on the land of a kafir. Yeah? Rain falls from the sky and everybody gets it, whether they are a mu'min, a believer or an unbeliever. So the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala entirely in that circle is for everyone. But then we mentioned to you that Rahim is that special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Which a person has to acquire the right to enter into. In that special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the blessings are also special. They're not for everybody. They're not for everyone. Only special individuals are going to receive those blessings because they are special from their own effort and emotions and actions and choice. Right? In Surah Al-Hamd, we have that one indication. I don't know if you can get to it or not. Remember anywhere the word of ni'mah, blessing, right? Ni'mah, blessing. You remember a verse that has this? Maghdubi alayhim would be the ghadab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A little bit higher up. An'amta alayhim, right? The part of those individuals that you have blessed, that you've given ni'mah to. But these ni'mah is not of the kind of Rahman that everybody receives as long as you're a creation. These ni'mah are of the circle of Rahim, which is special blessings. Right? What are we saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We're saying guide us on that path. The path of whom? That you have given them those special blessings. And what are those special blessings? One of them happens to be knowledge.
Inshallah.
Yeah? One of them happens to be knowledge. Who had the most amount of knowledge? The Holy Prophet. Who had the knowledge of the Holy Prophet transferred into the heart of that individual? Imam Ali alayhi salatu. Who was the city of knowledge? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who was the door of knowledge of that city? Maulana Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. With me? So when you talk about special blessings, we're talking about knowledge, we're talking about sabr. Who was the most sabir? Yeah? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who was the sabir after that? As a photocopy of it. Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Hassan alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Ali, Imam Sajjad alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Bakr alayhi salatu wasalam, and so forth and so forth. Right? This is a special blessing of Allah. It's not just given to anyone. It's not given to anyone. These special blessings are specific for those who strive in the way of Allah, who struggle with their wealth, who struggle with their lives, and the ones who struggled with everything that they had. History cannot deny it. It was Prophet and his holy household. With me so far? So when you're saying Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, you are saying, oh Allah. He says, yes. You say, I want you to send the special blessings. The special blessings that no one else can have, that is something that you have to be eligible to get upon the Prophet and his holy progeny. And why is this dua accepted? Why dua is accepted? Why is this su'al accepted? What we're asking, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima." So with me so far? Tawalla is the verbal expression. Salawat is one of those verbal expressions of tawalla. And we know that that particular expression is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because He's the one also doing it. The angels are also doing it. Something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing, all the angels are doing. How is it possible that we ask for and it is not given? Okay? So that's special blessing. Now, on the other side, on Ashur, or on the Amal, that you're going to be performing, you're going to say, Allahumma la'an qatalat al-Husayn wa awladihi wa ashabihi. Right? You're going to say, Allahumma, O Allah. See? O Allah, this la'an is the word that we're going to explain. And then the whole sentence will become clearer. Right? So I want you to bring you back to the point where we say Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. With me? Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. Rahman is the entirely merciful. Every creation is in there. Yeah? Rahim is the special mercy. Now, if anyone is out of that special mercy, with me? If anyone is out of that special mercy, where are they going to be? What do we say? What is that place where that special mercy is going to be showered upon those individuals who have achieved it? In the hereafter, in heaven. Yeah? This special mercy is going to be given to individuals here too, but also in the hereafter, in the form of heaven. So if someone is out of that circle of special mercy, where are they? They are in Ar-Rahman in this world, but where are they in the hereafter? They are in hell. They are somewhere else. Because that special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the hereafter is the projection of that is heaven. So when we are saying, Oh Allah, say, Allahumma O Allah, he says yes. Al-an. Allahumma al-an. Al-an means what? Take those individuals who martyred Imam Hussein, his family and his companions, out of your special mercy. Were you with me? Out of that special mercy. Yeah? Okay, you recited salawat and I'll explain it to you again. Yeah? So when you sing Allahumma la'an qatalat al-Husayn wa awladi wa ashabi, what are you asking? It is still a dua. It's still a dua. Yes. The dua is, Oh Allah, we want you to take those individuals that have martyred Imam Hussein, his family and his friends out of your special mercy. In salawat, we're asking that special mercy to be showered upon the Prophet and his holy progeny. And in la'an, we're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take those individuals out of the special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With me? الَّذِينَ يُعْظُونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ لَعْنَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. Those people who give pain or suffering to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet, in this world and the hereafter, they're out of my special mercy. The word la'an is used there. Explain to you that la'an is when someone is out of the circle of special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With me? Yeah? So both cases are dua.
But would they be in that Rahim section in the first place?
Right. So their actions have already confirmed in the history that they are out of the special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also saying that they're out. Just like the Prophet is already in the special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his holy progeny. You see, one thing is that what they have done in this world is going to be projected in the hereafter. The other thing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they have already done that. Either they have received the special blessings or they're out of it. Now, if you come back to me and let's look at this. What is known at the moment? Yeah? When we say la'an in our culture, they equate that by cursing. Cursing meaning swearing. And then we take that oh, we're doing tabarra, meaning what? If we were to swear. Yeah? If swearing is tabarra, we're associating swearing, ma'azallah, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's used the word la'an. If we're associating swearing, then the Holy Prophet has used the word la'an. If we're using swearing as la'an, then the ziyarat Ashura and other ziyarat that we have them from the Aimma Masumin alayhi salam. We're associating swearing ma'azallah to their status. And in that case, our religion becomes a source of laughter, a joke. Anybody can come up on the street and say, what kind of religion do you have? Every religion says that swearing is bad. Swearing is haram, is forbidden in every religion. How come your religion allows it? And not only allows it, but it's made an obligation for you. Not only made it as an obligation, but if you swear, ma'azallah, you're given reward. Allahu Akbar. And this, you see that in so many days, throughout the year, people sitting on this holy place and using that language. And the more they use that language, the more people get all excited and they're like, wow, 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 wow. It has been for some of us 60, 70 years that we've been doing tabarra. 40 years, 50 years. For some of our youths, it's a little bit of maybe a new concept. But I guarantee to you, if I find somebody in this crowd that can come back to me in the end and say that I already knew that way of understanding of tabarra, I would be glad. Because when you start equating this to swearing, your mind always told you it can't be right. Especially when in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, don't even swear at their false gods, because then they will swear at your right God. When you understand that in our traditions, it is a great sin to swear. When you understand that swearing brings your character down, you bring yourself low to that point. When you understand that swearing is purposeless, just by you swearing at someone does not make them that. You have all of that, but then when it comes to tabarra, our mind shuts. Imagine, they would say, oh, you know, la'an yani, swearing, your God says, that, your God says that the ones who have hurt the Prophet, who hurt Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is associating the pain that the Prophet went through as of his own.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You cannot hurt Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot, do aziyah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's associating it to himself. Your God, ma'azallah, is swearing upon those people who have done that. What if one of those people say, you know what? Yeah, you swore at me, I forgive you. Then who would be higher?
Wow.
Who would be higher? The person who forgives.
Yeah.
And how can a creation become higher than the Creator? And this is a very sad state of our affairs at the moment. Tabarra is not swearing. Tabarra is worship. And the way it is worship is the verbal that we say, Allahumma, it's a dua. When you do dua, you have reward. When you do dua, you're elevating yourself. And especially when you do that dua, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also confirmed that is the way it is, then that dua is definitely accepted. Same as tawalla. In tawalla, we think, I don't believe that even somebody, even got to the point where they even associated salawat to tawalla. Tawalla is that emotion of love that you need to express by your tongue, by your actions, by every single speck of your body. Tawalla is that you need to express by your mind, by your soul, by your character. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made that as an obligation to us. Now, on the other side, looking at tabarra. Tabarra is done on those individuals that had the love of this world inside of their hearts, right? We know that Shimr, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take him out of the special mercy. You know that Shimr, who is already out, cut the neck of Imam Hussain ﷺ with the promise of gold, silver and the government. Yeah? He had the love of this world in his heart. How would this be that someone who already has the love of this world does tabarra on that individual? How is that? It's like, for example, someone who's a liar, says to the other liar, may you be out of the special mercy of Allah. But who you both are? You both are out of that special mercy. You both are liars. In order for me to say to a liar who's done a greater sin, in order for me to ask for the dua, I need to be truthful. When I'm truthful, then I will say that, oh Allah, take this person who's a liar out of your special mercy. Then it's fine. So you see, in order for you and I to do tabarra, we need to take all of those characteristics that were part of the enemies of Ahlul Bayt ﷺ, take them out. And if we cannot take them out, at least we should be saddened that we have them. You have, people who will do a bidding war for reciting 10 days of Imam Hussain ﷺ. The Ashra. You have bidding wars, and people bid on these speakers. Last year it was like $50,000 somebody got for 10 days. A person will work all of their year, and after taxes and so they will not get $50,000. Yeah? And this person is selling the blood of Imam Hussain.
Sure.
Yeah. If the event of Karbala didn't happen, if that blood did not spill, would this person be able to earn $50,000? Logic? No. So if he's making $50,000 for 10 days, or he's getting 700 pounds an hour, what is he selling? Now that kind of individual is allowed to sit down in the place of the Prophet. Not only sit down in the place of the Prophet, when he talks about all of these things that are cutting the roots of Islam, people are, oh, mashallah, mashallah, ya Allah. Wah, 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 wah. He's equating Masal Imam Ali as Mazallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they're like, mashallah, 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 mashallah. He's preaching shirk, and people are praising him and giving him $50,000 for 10 days. Where's our state of affairs? And these speakers, they get a lineup where they can go and recite. You have them here too, and you get imported from all over the place, India, Pakistan. And you have that one day where 80,000 pounds or 100,000 pounds are spent for that one day. While mothers are standing with signs saying, buy my daughter because I don't have enough money. You buy my daughter so I can save my other children. These mothers are suffocating their children so that some of their other children can live. And here you have individuals who are cutting the roots of Islam, and they're being invited and given thousands of pounds. For what? And we're okay with that. And you will see thousands of people will go from all over UK. Is that tabarra? Is that tawalla? The person who has the love of this world in every single cell of his, he is there doing tabarra on those individuals who had the love of this world, who martyred Imam Hussain. How is that equates? How is that okay? When you understand tabarra and tawalla that way, this is a place to acquire, this is a place to strive. Just as you have to read your namaz, regardless whether your namaz has been elevated to the point where you're meeting your Lord. You still have to read it. Just like that, these two responsibilities, tawalla and tabarra, we still have to do even if we haven't achieved that particular status yet. But we have to know what we have to do. We have to know that when we are saying tawalla, we have to verbally say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. We have to verbally say that I love Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. We have to verbally say that I love the friends of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. You have to verbally, you have to confirm it, you have to bear witness to that. You have to do that. It's obligation.
MashaAllah.
On the same side, you also have to make sure that your character is like the friends of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Your character is like Abu Zar Ghaffari, is like Ammar Yasir, is like Mason Ammar. You have to strive for that in your actions, so that you can be truthful in that bearing witness that I love Ali. Because when love comes, obedience comes.
Yes, sir.
The biggest obedience, the most strongest obedience between the two is the loved and the lover. There's no higher obedience than that. And we say we love Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. What has our love done to obey him? We say we love Imam Azman alayhi salatu wasalam. What has our love done? If you look at the condition of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam used to say, stand up, they would sit down. It's his own army. His own army. He would say, stand up, he would sit down. He would say, sit down, they stand up. Imam says, go, let's go, and the weather is too cold. Imam says, let's go, the weather is too hot. Imam got to the point where he says, oh Allah, take me out of these people and put someone on top of them that they realize what they have lost. He said, oh you men who look like men but are not men. He said, give me, 10 of them. Take 10 of them, give me one of them. More or less. Yeah? Today, the same individuals who claim that they do tawalla and tabarra, their character is filled with the characteristics of their enemies. Their character is void of any of the characteristics of their friends. In the Ziyarat Ashura, they're going to do the amal, they're going to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are away from every action, everything that was part of the enemies of Imam Hussain while in their lives they have everything that they're saying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are lying. And then they're saying that we are, those people who stayed quiet, who became together to kill you. We curse those individuals. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now with the new definition, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take them out of the special mercy. Yet they themselves, in front of them oppression is happening, inside of the communities they're quiet. Every community has problems, and that problem is associated with 10 people, let's say. Majority 10 people, 5 people. Yeah? You've got hundreds and thousands of people, right? You have hundreds of houses. We have 200,000 Shias, somebody said to me in Toronto. Yeah? 200,000. And all of the problems in the center might be, if you were to take a number, maybe 50 people. Maybe 100 people. Maximum 100. No more than that out of the 200,000. This 100 people or 50 people are taking the root of the community in a separate direction, and the rest of the hundreds and thousands of people are staying quiet. Yeah? Don't you see that here? You know, in around UK, if you go around in the communities, how many people are actually the problem? 5, 10? And how many houses they have? 100, 200, 300 houses? And this is Sanuki. What is it to us? Baba, this is not what Azhar of Imam Hussain teaches us. This is not the lesson from Ziyarat Ashura. This is not the lesson from Tabarra and Tawalla. The lesson is you do not stay quiet in front of oppression. You do something about it. You come together and say to that individual, you are ruining the lives of our children. You are ruining the peace of our community. You are ruining the place, the sanctity of the place of worship. We want you out of there. We don't do that. We stay quiet. We see oppression happening all over the world. We see Muslims being killed, and women and children and houses and hospitals and everything. Stay quiet. I've told you, we need to be with the oppressed and we need to be against the oppressor. And if somebody says, oh, you're being politics. It's not politics. This is the natural state of every human being. This is the natural state of every human being. The methodology that those individuals who are extremists they end up taking is not part of our religion. Our religion says that if you killed one innocent person, you're going to be persecuted, prosecuted for the crime as if you have murdered all of humanity. Tell me which religion says that. You know the amount of bloodshed in the crusades that happened? You know the amount of bloodshed that happens today in the name of religion, that these people are not Muslims? Tawalla and tabarra is something that is an obligation. It is qurbatan ilallah. Can you swear qurbatan ilallah? You know, one of the brothers in a place I went, he said, you know, Agha, I have a very hard time keeping a beard. Yeah? He says, I have a very hard time keeping a beard. Can you give me a solution? I said, okay, here's the solution. When you pick up the razor, just say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and do the shave. He was taken back a little bit. I saw him after 2 or 3 days and he had a beard on his face. I said, what happened? He said, I couldn't do it. He said, I couldn't say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and then start and commit a sin. He said, I couldn't do it. How can someone swear qurbatan Allah? It can't be done. Right? So tawalla and tabarra is actually nothing more but worship. But because maybe we were not told, now we have divided ourselves up. Bahut vada tabarra karan wala hai. It's a very big tabarra karan. Yani chi, yani kya? What? Yani meaning he has the worst tongue in the community. Right. And when you look at what has, happened because we did not do it properly, the other Muslim brothers and sisters, of course they don't understand this because we didn't understand it. When they hear the word la'an, they automatically get uncomfortable. Why? Because they've seen us saying la'an is equated to swearing. If they understand this, if they are present here, or maybe they listen to it afterwards, if they understand this, they will be the one also saying, Allahumma la'an qatalat al-Husayn wa awladi wa ashabi. They will say themselves. Why? Because they also don't want the enemies of Imam Hussain or the ones that killed Imam Hussain, his family and friends in any sort of comfort. They want the same that you and I want. They love the Prophet too. They love their holy progeny as well. Their prayers cannot be done without doing salawat. And our problems would have been solved. Majority of it lies here. You would have, our Muslim brothers, all of them coming, for example, in the center and mourning with us because he's the grandson of the Prophet. We also know that the tyrant Yazid, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take him out of the special mercy, who is out of the special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we ask for dua, guess what happens? If you were to just think about it, okay, if there's an oven and it's at 450 degrees, all right? So that's the oven's heat. When everyone is saying, Allahumma la'an qatalat al-Husayn wa awladi wa ashabi, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is accepting those prayers, guess what happens to that oven? Temperature goes up. Yeah. They would also be participating. They would also say, we want him to also burn in hell for what he has done to the grandson of the Holy Prophet, and we want to also have him burn in hell for what he has done, making the daughters of the Prophet imprisoned. Right? They would also come and do this. But when you start equating lana to swearing, then they're like, what are you guys doing? You are, let's say, swearing at those individuals that in our culture, in our religion, in our faith, in our history books, they have a special status for us. And then we don't even have the opportunity for them to come here so that we can narrate the history, we can narrate our mazhab, we can let them know how beautiful the mazhab of Shia is, we can let them know how the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that pillar in which all of the Shia mazhab is actually associated and connected with. We don't have the opportunity then. And then what else happens? The violence in Pakistan and India. They look at those videos on YouTube of those persons swearing, thinking they're doing tabarra, and people going wah, 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 wah. So when they see the video, they say they're all together. Because if they disagreed with this individual who's swearing at those personalities that we like, then these people would not be saying wah, 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 wah. So they're all in that crime. And guess what? Then that young man who's seen it, he says, I swear by Allah, I will not get married until I kill 10 Shias or 20 Shias or 40 Shias. Right? We need to realize the beauty of our religion. We need to realize that all of the Muslim Ummah loves Imam Hussain as-Salam. They love Imam Hussain as-Salam. We can unite on this platform. Listen to me. When you talk about unity, we can unite ourselves on this platform. We might not get united, let's say, as far as the method of prayer is concerned, salah. We might not get united in the method of how you do wudu. We might not get united in the method of how you break your fast. We might not get united in different rulings of Hajj. We might not get united on those things, but I tell you, I am confident, and I am speaking from here, I know this with conviction, that if we let humanity, not just Muslims, if we let humanity know who Imam Hussain as-Salam is, what is the reason why he sacrificed himself, and how beautiful is that Islam that he saved, I'm telling you, all of humanity can unite on this platform. All of it. And they will all be standing with you when you go outside and protest in the form of julus. You would have all, if not all, you will have 90% of the Muslims come outside with you and say, Allahumma la'an qatalat al-Husayn wa awladi wa ashabi. You can have that. And I tell you why I'm so convinced that it can happen. Because wherever you see the name of Imam Zaman alayhi, you see the name of Imam Hussain alayhi. Yeah? Wherever you see the name of Imam Hussain alayhi, you see the name of Imam Zaman alayhi. These two personalities, why are they so joined together? In Ziyarat Ashura, you are reading for Imam Hussain, you're also mentioning Imam Zaman alayhi. Yeah? In 15th of Shaban, you're talking about Imam Zaman alayhi, you're also putting Imam Hussain alayhi. Why? Because this is the platform in which humanity can unite and that promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be fulfilled. This is the platform. And the enemy knows that. That's why the enemy is breaking is cutting the roots of Aza of Imam Hussain, is cutting the roots of Tawalla, is cutting the roots of Tabarra. Because they know these are the two things that can unite all of the Muslims, even humanity. I have more to say, but the time has run out. In the battlefield of Karbala, Imam Hussain salam, from the time when the 9th comes, the 10th comes, as these days were getting closer and closer, the night of the Ashur, Imam Hussain salam taking his friends and his family to show their love and reverence for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the morning, as soon as Fajr happened, and Hazrat Ali Akbar recited the Azan. When you are going to also attend the Majlis in the morning where the Azan of Hazrat Ali Akbar someone's going to give, no matter who it is who's giving this Azan, we don't cry on any Azan in the whole year. It doesn't have that effect on our hearts. But on the 10th day, at Fajr time, when someone's going to say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, no matter who's reciting it, our heart breaks. Why does it break? Because we know that this is the beginning for the hardships of those individuals who are hungry and thirsty for days. We know now that this day has come, that was given as news to Bibi Fatima. This is the day that Hazrat Jibreel had given the news to Bibi Fatima, to Imam Ali, to the Holy Prophet. This is the day where all of the tests are going to happen, where the levels are going to be achieved of the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where the lovers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are going to be identified, where the enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are going to be identified, where that love that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to humanity is going to reach its peak, and where the hate that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to humanity is going to reach its peak. This is the battle between good and evil. The day starts, Imam Hussain said to some companions, they go in the battlefield. When they would go to the battlefield, Imam Hussain salam went on the last dying breaths of everyone. He managed to get himself in the battlefield to be with his companions when they were taking their last breaths. Do you know, in history, majority of them asked Imam Hussain, did we do okay? Were we able to give you your right? And they knew that now that they're going, Imam Hussain is going to be left alone. As the companions went, then the time came for Bani Hashim. Now, Hazrat Ali Akbar is one of those personalities that youths can aspire to become one. They say that in his character and in his physique, he looked the most as of the Prophet. Whenever Imam Hussain salam wanted to remember the Prophet, he had him as a photocopy of it. When you have a son like him, could you imagine how much that father would love that son? And people, for the Prophet, the Prophet would do wudu, and people would collect the water underneath. The amount of love that the true companions of the Holy Prophet had for the Prophet was amazing. This is someone loving the Prophet just as being in his company. Could you imagine Imam Hussaine's love when he would see the character of Hazrat Ali Akbar as the Prophet's, when he would look at his face as of the Prophet? Hazrat Ali Akbar is asking for permission, let me go. How can I let you go? He goes to the daughters of the Prophets. I'm asking for permission, they're not letting me go. Beta, how can he let you go? How can he let you go? And finally, that time came, Hazrat Ali Akbar, Imam Hussain get him all prepared on the horse. He's all prepared to go. You know, Imam Hussain ﷺ followed Hazrat Ali Akbar. Hazrat Ali Akbar was going and Imam Hussain would follow. Slowly, slowly he will walk behind that horse. And at a time Hazrat Ali Akbar would look back and he would see his father looking at him, knowing that these are the last few sights of my son. And the son too looking that this is it. You know, this is the sight of my father. Hazrat Ali Akbar goes. He has a battle that is unmatched. And Hazrat Ali Akbar falls. Now this is a place, you cannot, I don't know if you can visualize it. When Hazrat Ali Akbar falls, he calls upon Imam Hussain. It's narrated that Imam Hussain was the first person, whenever a companion called upon him in the last time, he was the one who would get there. In the case of Hazrat Ali Akbar, when he said, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah, when he called upon his father, before Imam Hussain could reach, Bibi Zainab was there. Imam Hussain said, go back. Hazrat Ali Akbar is lying there. But the sight is actually not, that a father should see. His son is lying on the ground, but his son has his hands on his chest for some reason.
Allah.
And the father is looking at the son saying, as the hands are moved, that sight, Imam Hussain saw that there was a broken spear. There was a broken spear, and Hazrat Ali Akbar was in pain. Could you try to imagine how he was able to lift the body? Could he have lifted it like this? He's a young man, an old father, who's gone through the whole day, who has suffered the whole day. He's tired, he's thirsty, he's let his companions, he had to lift their bodies. He said that Imam Hussain picked Hazrat Ali Akbar, put his back to his back, he put his arms in his arms, and he started to drag himself. As he was dragging himself, the feet of Hazrat Ali Akbar were making the marks in the sand. And Imam Hussain was taking Hazrat Ali Akbar towards the tent, where the daughters of the Prophet were waiting for the body of Hazrat Ali Akbar. My youth, you have to realize the sacrifice that was done in Karbala was for us to be able to follow that true Islam, the beautiful Islam. We ask for the sake of Hazrat Ali Akbar that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant our youths the same character, the same strength, the same patience as of Hazrat Ali Akbar to our youths. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give the same patience as the father of Hazrat Ali Akbar had for their youth, so that they can bring them up like Hazrat Ali Akbar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the opportunity to have the companionship, the slavery, the friendship, the support of the Imam of the time. May he come as soon as possible. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna a'tainaka al-kawthar. Fasalli li rabbika wanhar inna shani'aka